All right, ladies, welcome back. So I hope that you guys are super excited for our day. Chris Chickenelli just completely lit us up. I'm super jazzed that he was able to do that for us. But now it's time for us to get our learn on. So our very first class of today is one that a lot of us really need help with, whether it's for our own business or for our teams. So we are going to have Danielle King and Tawana Lewis Johnson school us on how they manage their successful pure romance business alongside a demanding full-time job. So, gals, I'm going to go off camera and you guys take it away.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Pillow. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? All right, we have enough content here to talk to you for like 3 hours. We both work full time, and we're going to reduce this to like 20 minutes here. So if you have questions, Heather's going to be checking in the box at the side there. So definitely ask the questions. Good morning. Good morning. So my name is Danielle King, actually Danielle King Beard. I did get married during the pandemic. I am a 20th year teacher. This is my 11th year in business. This is my 7th year in a row that I did $100,000 in sales, 6 years on the board of directors, President's Club before, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I do all that, keeping everything completely set to private. Nothing on my car. I don't leave pens places. Everything is word of mouth. So that's a little bit about me. Tawana, do you want to give some fast stats about yourself?
Yes. My name is Tawana Lewis Johnson, and I'll be honest with you, I am a nervous wreck. This is my first time. I'm super excited. I am I've been in the business like over 10 years. I started with another company, and then Pure Romance blessed us and bought us out. So I'm so excited to be a Pure Romance partner. I have been working on my job probably as long as I've been doing Pure Romance. 17 years, front end manager, very demanding, very stressful. So I hope I can help someone today to work that out where they're working a full time job and trying to manage their business at the same time.
Love it. So yeah, so we both work full time, both demanding jobs, right? So if you are sitting on the side this morning, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can pull the numbers that these ladies pull. You absolutely can. So actually, I'm curious in the chat. I want you to drop. Do you work a full time job? Shout yourself out. Who works a full time job? Because I'm just kind of curious how many of you on here, because I bet you a good majority of you are. And I can tell you right now, both of us being positions of prestige in this company, 100% you can do it if we can do it, right? So we took everything,
Yeah.
our knowledge, and we kind of narrowed it down into 3 different categories. Okay, so we're going to talk about client loyalty, time management, and having a system. And guess what? Having a system and working it. That's the key. Yes, having a system and working it. So those 3 categories, and we're going to talk really fast so that way we can get all this information out to you. So we're going to start off with client loyalty. So client loyalty to me is, and I know Tawana and I, we talked about this, we both agree that client loyalty kind of goes back to our VIP groups, right? Especially when we've had during this pandemic, a lot of people aren't there out there partying. So our VIP groups are our posse. They are our people. They are like what's driving our business. So your VIP group should be fun. If your group is not fun, why does somebody want to go there? Right? Why does someone want to add people to your group? Why does someone want to go and check in on your group if it's not fun? Right?
Yes.
So being consistent.
Yes.
And I know we've talked about that we're both making sure that we're consistent. We're scheduling those posts. I personally like to do 3 posts a day. My morning post is like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning when a lot of people are getting up, and I want me to be on the first thing on their minds. Okay. So it's something like, I don't know, like something motivational, or it could be something funny. And then around noon, when people are taking like a lunch break, some kind of thing like a product of the week, a product of the day, or let your group decide, right? How about doing a poll in your group and saying, hey, what do you guys want to do this month? So my group this month, I asked them yesterday, I said, do you want a position of the day? Do you want a sex fact of the day? Do you want a fun fact of the day? Or do you want a date night tip of the day or wellness? And they, like 25 plus people said right away that they wanted a date night tip. I'm like, all right, well, I got to figure out some date night stuff for, right? So that's the afternoon. And then the evening, I like to do some kind of like algorithm boosting post or something like a naughty post that like is really funny that you might find on like Instagram that you put over there. And then what that builds is this like camaraderie that people are laughing that you're doing the same thing that they're doing, whatever. And then they start posting in your group as well. So if you are at the point where people are posting in your group and you're being consistent with that, like that's just huge. And remember, people are always watching. So that client loyalty part, share yourself, share your life with them. Okay. So people who know me, we decided after a year of going through and trying to have a baby and everything, that our infertility, our struggle, doing IVF, doing all that stuff, we decided to let my VIP group know first. So it was kind of one of those exclusive stuff. I know Dana shared things first in her VIP group as well. A lot of people do that. So it's an exclusive thing. And I know, Tawana, we had talked about that a little bit, about your, you do the same kind of thing, like a royal treatment and everything. Do you want to talk about some things that you do in your VIP group to kind of keep the ladies coming back?
Yes. So in my VIP group, now I will tell you, if anybody hops in my VIP group, they would swear there's nobody there because mine are super quiet. But if I don't post anything, they're like, Tawana, where are you? So
but they're watching. They're always watching.
They're watching, and they will let you know if you don't post anything. But mine, I give them the royal treatment in my VIP group. I love that. So basically, like, they get first dibs on anything that's coming out new. They get to, if they want to grab that, then I let them know, hey, this is what's coming. If you want in, don't let me know. And they feel special because before I post anything on a public page, it goes to my VIP group.
Yes.
So they really love the special treatment and the royal treatment. So I literally spoil them. Like I call them my family. If I go do a party, they're my cousins. Like I have cousins all over the world. But that's me. I'm a more personal person. I call them. I'm like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call them because you never know. And they will appreciate
it. I got a question. Do you call them for a sale or do you call them just to say hi? Because that's the difference between like
I call them just to say hi. How are you doing? Especially like right now with different things going on, cold, flu, COVID, whatever. Just call them and say, hey girl, how you doing? I mean, you need me to send you some oranges, just anything. And they will appreciate just you thinking of them. Cause come on, y'all watching them on Facebook. So you know what's going on in their life. And it really, it means a lot to them when you reach out to them and give them that special touch.
Or even just sending like birthday cards, or if somebody has a baby,
birthday cards, thank you cards. I appreciate your card.
Exactly. We're not just trying to take their money and run, right? It's a family, and so your VIP group should be fostering that. And that's one thing that I know definitely during this pandemic and leading kind of into it. I know personally, like my group has gone up, and the interactions are great. And same thing, like you said, people and I might not be interacting very much, but they're watching. They're seeing what you're doing.
But they're
and
there.
I think a lot of times people get down on themselves about their groups because they're like, nobody's paying attention. Everyone's looking at it, but I can see that 33 people viewed it or something. And then what's going to be key for this is working that successful business and a full-time job is our VIP groups have to be bumping in order for us to do those sales.
Yeah.
Right. So we can't do a Fast Fingers or a $20 Make a Holla or a flash sale. You can't do a $50,000 flash sale if you have 100 people in your group. Right. And nobody's interacting.
Right.
So those of us that are doing these big flash sales, it's because we have a whole bunch of people in there and we're boosting the algorithms throughout. And the reason for that is because we've shared our goals. So for example, my summer flash sale was $50,000. Why? Well, because they also know, and I've shared only in my VIP group, so now you guys can know too, is that we've actually been in the adoption process for the last year. So we haven't shared in our main group, but I said this money, it's a crap ton of money. Let's say that. And I said, this money, my why has changed. So now people were like, I had ladies literally like, you know what, throw an extra bottle of Body Dew in there for Baby King Beard. And I was like, this is the nicest thing. You have to have that connection, right? So we're going to move on, guys. Look at the time, try to be mindful of that. So the second thing, so the first one was client loyalty, right? The second, I know it goes quick. The second one is time management. So, Tawana, do you want to talk about a couple things about your time management and how you?
Yes. So the funny thing is, So the funny thing is time management. I asked my husband, I was like, so what do I do with my time management? He was like, I don't know. I'm probably sleep half of the time. So I'll be honest with you. I'm up. I don't sleep. I don't sleep. But go ahead and like get all your posts together, schedule your posts, go to Canva. Canva will be your best friend. If you're in the bathroom, you run to the store, something pops in your head, funny, go to Canva, create something funny and post it. And don't just post it, send it to them, text it to them and let them know like, hey, I saw this and I thought about you. But time management, I literally like do what I have to do when I have time to do it. Sometimes it's like literally like 5 seconds in a day. And you be surprised how much you can get done. I go ahead and get my thank you cards together. I get my goodie bags together. I get my posts. I get everything together and mainly on Monday, and have set days if you can set days, because I have a really demanding job. So on Mondays is the day that I mail out all of my orders that I have to send out. And Friday is when I actually deliver. So if you need to come up with a certain day and block in a certain time, but you have to find that time. If you don't touch your business, you lost your business basically. Mm-hmm. So it's important to schedule these things and know exactly what you're going to do, and don't let anyone hijack your time, because if you have that time that they set for that particular day, get it done.
Get her done, right? Absolutely. And the same thing, like I make sure you have a schedule and you work it, right? Use that time that you do have. So it might be when you're going to the bathroom. Now, some of you out there that do have little ones, I know that you don't even probably have time to yourself in the bathroom because there's somebody probably in there with you. But like at school, I could go to the teacher's lounge and I could, eat and chat and do all stuff like that. Or I could sit at my desk in my office. And like I said, I'm a middle school PE teacher. So I'm seeing all the kids and all the things. And I've got to be a million different personalities and all the things all day long. So I'd rather sit in my office and get work done, because then I know that later I can free up time doing something else. Or maybe it's sitting in the car waiting for somebody, right? Or maybe you have to get up a little bit earlier in the morning or stay up a little bit later. You can't stay up till midnight messaging hostesses. That's important. Right? You can't stay, you could do it at 6 a.m. So people who are saying they stay up all night to do work, it's like, well, who are you messaging? What are you doing? Right? So if something cancels, put something in its place that's money making, unless, and this is what I've changed over the years, unless you need the time for you. The problem is that the time for you can't be every single day, right? So if something cancels, it's just me time. Well, now where's business time? So you have to manage your day, or maybe you work in the evening. And on top of that, that me time, you have to be able to. So for me, if I've had, I don't know, if I had like a coaching call that get canceled, instead of me coming back into my office and doing the work, I might have been like, you know what? Maybe it's a sign that I needed that 30 minutes to myself. Maybe. But I can't all day long to have that time to myself, because like you, and the way the school year has been, and with the pandemic and all the different things going, and as a teacher, if you know a teacher, hug them. I shouldn't even say a teacher, an educator, because I have time in my day right now where the only time I might get is 30 minutes of lunch. And I'm still messaging people, or maybe I'm in the car before I get out of the car in the morning, or that kind of stuff. So find that time. Schedule out your posts, but I only schedule out my posts about a week out, because I want to stay fresh and relevant. So think about this, RIP Betty White. If we would have scheduled out the entire month, you miss an opportunity to interact and post about that. Right? So just be thinking about that. Like personally, like, so on Sunday, I might find something, or like you're saying, if you find something funny, make an image about it and go ahead and schedule it in your group. You could be just a couple days out. It should be fun. So going back to like the fun part, scheduling your post should be fun. It should not be a job. Also, I know Heather Pillow always said this too. If it does not make you money, have somebody else do it. So you have children, you might have a significant other at home that are eating for free, living for free. They can sticker some stuff. They can organize some stuff, right? So make sure that you're getting other people involved, and also knowing your why. So that's going to be really key to that time management, because if you don't know your why, when things do cancel, is it really going to push you? If you had scheduled 10 parties for the month and all of them canceled, well, if your why is big enough, you're going to find other ways to get sales. right? And our parties cancel all the time. Or your online parties, you're like, I have 10 this month. I'm gonna have a $10,000 month. In month ends, you're at the end of the month, and you're like, I had $100 all month, and I had 10 online parties. It happens, right? Well, what else are you doing? If your why is big enough, and you know your why, you're gonna find ways to get that money, right? And interact with people. I'm just saying. All right, so we got 5 minutes. Whew, goodness gracious, it's going quick. And I haven't even had coffee yet. Have you had coffee yet? What time did you get it? I don't know this. So our third one here. So again, went back to, and I'm repeating this again. It's the teacher in me, but also it might be on that quiz that Pillow posted in the Diamond Empire. Wink, wink. So client loyalty, that time management, have a system, and work it is the third one. Now systems, I mean, Tawana and I, we've got some systems. We could probably talk an hour for each of these systems, but we're going to give you some like real quick ones. So a couple that we came up with: hostess coaching. Have a system, whatever your system is, right? How are you going to communicate with your hostess? When are you going to communicate with your hostess? Like, what are you using? Engage? Are you using Project Broadcast? Are you texting them? So is Monday your hostess day and you're messaging them out? Well, if your party's on Saturday, you probably want to message them other times. So kind of figure that out. Don't make it difficult, right? You want to be duplicatable. Other system, recruiting. So you got to have something planned. If you all of a sudden are like an Angeli and you sign a butt ton of people, by the way, is a lot of people. You sign a whole lot of people, right? And all of a sudden you're working a full-time job. You're like, hold up, what do I do now? You got to have something in place. Again, keeping it simple. Hostess coaching, keeping it simple. Recruiting, keeping it simple. Having a way. Like last year, our team was doing a weekly new consultant training instead of trying to find time to meet with, like, doing one-on-ones. And then I switched back to doing one-on-ones. I don't know, what do you find with your team? Do you like doing a weekly thing? Did you like to do the one-on-ones? I don't know if you want to.
I do one-on-one. That's just me. That's just my personality. I like to do the one-on-one thing. And
it's good too, because it's around our time, right? So that's why I kind of went back to that, because we only have a certain amount of time where you're exhausted or whatever. And then the third system, I think there was only 3. Yes. Ooh, look at the time. It's so good. We talked about our outside orders and back orders. So having some kind of system.
Yes.
So I think you said on Fridays is when you hand deliver, and then on Mondays is when you mail them out, right? So, but she knows that. I know my boxes, typically if I order on the weekend, they come in on Wednesday. They've been coming in real late Wednesday night. So that means Thursday after school, I know that I can box them all up. So then Friday they can get out right away. And then I can worry about like moving on to the next weekend, right? Now, having those things ready. I did have my office set up and everything. So I have packaging things ready to go. So, even things like your filler, I've got it right here, and pick a signature color. And again, that goes back to that client loyalty, making things pretty. If I get something on Etsy, which I might order a little too much on Etsy, whatever, don't judge me. But if I order on Etsy and somebody just sends me their stuff and it doesn't even have like a sticker on it that says thank you, I'm like, rude. So get some stickers. I mean, I have like right here next to me, arm's reach. I got my business cards, motivational cards. So again, I'm all about like the positivity and the motivation. So that's kind of like my thing. So I'm making sure these are on Amazon, lunchbox, motivational cards, something like that. Everybody gets one. You get a little filler, you spray it with some Flirt perfume, right? Why do I like Flirt perfume? Because it comes in all the products. So if somebody loves it, they're like, what was that beautiful smell? Tricked you. So things like that. So your system, hostess, recruiting, and outside orders. I think that's kind of big chunk, right, of different things. Did you want to add anything to that, Tawana?
I told you, we literally, like, we've been talking, and I'm like, we think exactly alike. So I just think the universe put us together for a reason. But I literally do the same thing. My packages, when they go out, they are beautiful. Even when I mail it out, when they open the box, it looks like I would have hand delivered it. So just putting that personal touch. I add a fortune cookie to mine. That's my thing. They know that when they open it up, it's a fortune cookie. It's always in beautiful paper. It always smells good. So we've been communicating, and literally, like, she's been in my mind. I'm like, we do the same thing. So Don't think I'm not
Hey, it works.
talking. We've already communicated. I'm like, we literally do the same thing. So
The thing
we're
is
talking
it
about working
right?
a full-time job and having a successful business. You're pretty much gonna be channeling each other because we do the same thing. So
and that's why it's working, right? Like if it wasn't successful, then we wouldn't be doing the sales that we're doing. We wouldn't have the client loyalty and everything. So definitely make sure that you guys are getting that client loyalty, getting that VIP group going, figure out some systems, and then working on that time management. It could just be as simple as busting out a new planner, right?
And paper works for me.
Paper, I have it on my phone. I love it on my phone.
But
I mean, Pillow, what do you do? Are you paper and phone or just
I'm actually
paper?
a combination. I've had the same planner, literally the same one. I buy the same thing every single year, but I also live by the calendar in my phone for reminders. Otherwise, I'd never be on time to anything.
Makes sense.
Right.
It's a good way to connect too, especially if you have a significant other or kids. You can have all of it in the phone, but then I have more like my personal things in a paper calendar. You can see it all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a couple of questions for you girls, okay? So when you have a VIP group that you feel is either too quiet, has gone quiet, whatever, do you have a quick tip for something that you've done to resuscitate it?
You know, you can tag people. That's worked for me. I've gone through and I've tagged people. I've private messaged. That's good. That was a good word. I private messaged people, and I sent private messages. I go back to the ladies that have done sales with me or my hostesses and said, hey, can you please do this? Or, hey, can you do this? But also it goes back to which is first, the chicken or the egg. If your group is not fun and you're not, doing the morning, the evening, an afternoon, you're not like just doing those things, then why would somebody want to try to help you out? So which comes first? Are you trying to make this cool? I don't know,
What about you, Tawana?
Yes, to hop in there. So what I started doing was I got them interacting because I downloaded the Wheel of Names. And so if you interacted on a post or you did something, like I literally think of something like nobody even did it, you can say, you know what, you posted something, you was wearing a blue shirt, just anything, they don't know. And all of a sudden you'll have people like miss you, like, well, I wore a blue shirt. Well, when I didn't see this, so you have to do something to make them want to interact. So I did, and you'd be surprised. Like now when I go live, they literally want to see if I have the Wheel of Names pulled up. So just like think of something like this, and it'll make them start interacting. Like if you comment, if you add a new person, refer me, then they will start interacting. You'll be surprised. They want to win something, even though they're just getting a foil pack. They don't know. They just want something.
Or the 10% off code. Don't even give them a foil pack. 10% off.
Yes.
Code.
Yep. Just anything.
Wheelofnames.com is the website. It's a free wheel where you can just copy and paste names into it and hit the button, and it looks like the price is right. It spins and it auto chooses someone. It's excellent. And again, it's a free service.
Mm-hmm. And if you use Google Google Sheets, you can go up to 99 people, copy it. You put it bada bing, bada boom in there, and you got your 99 people right away.
Yep. Love the Wheel of Names. Okay. What kinds of things do you do on your lunch break? So you're like, we work on our lunch break. What do you do? How are you prepared to be able to work that time?
So I have a mobile office with me. So it's a folder that I've had that can't even see what's on it. It was actually from a convention I went to. And so I have my hostess coaching information in here. I've got the back here with like prices and stuff like that. I bring my calendar with me. So I have that with me and I can message the hostesses for the week. It could just be trying to find images as well. I might just be on Instagram trying to like find some fun things to do that scheduling for like the next few days. Could be just messaging people, could be going on and not just liking different comments. It could be actually like going on and commenting, love it. What is it? Love it. Tag them and comment 3 words, doing those kind of things as well.
And on my lunch break, a lot of times a lot of times what I do is that's the time that I jump in there and I message them, say, hey, so you attended this party. How did you like this product? Or it's time for me to follow up with you. How'd you like that? And because especially if they ordered a bottle of coochie and they haven't reordered, then they probably haven't used it yet. So, and that's the perfect time because it's not too early, it's not too late. So it's around noonish or whatever time. So you're not really bothering them. So that's the time that I may shoot out a text to everyone and say, hey, how are you? Did you like this? Did you do, did you enjoy that?
So communicating with our
or
peeps.
I'm also.
Yep. Okay. Next question. You mentioned that the busier you are, the better your biz. So can you guys expand a little bit on that? Like, I know that I definitely feel that way. When I have more free time, I'm like, oh, I can put it off. I have tomorrow. I have all these things.
Right.
But when I'm busy, I have pockets of time where I have to be able to do stuff. So explain for them how you look at your week, if you would. Like, what does a week look like when you're trying to plan how you're going to tackle your whole business?
Perfect. So for me, I look at it on Sundays is usually when I'm being really good about it, right? Because it doesn't always happen that way. It might be Monday morning. It might be Monday at lunch. I might be doing it. I look at my entire week of the things that I have to do. So I have my school thing. So my planner, I'm going to box out the time. It might be that I have this meeting, or I might know like, all right, Monday, I've got absolutely no time in the middle of the day to do anything work. Okay. So then after school, I know that I have this. No, actually I'm also on the board of directors for our union. So I know that I've got a meeting at this time. So I've got a little bit of slot. So I'm putting in the things that I have to do. And then I'm putting in the things that I know I need to do for my business as well. And the same thing, if I'm super busy, I'm very more efficient with my time. If not, I'm like, meh. And I think it goes back personally to your why, right? We're saving money right now. And I could every single day, yes, come home and take a nap because I'm exhausted. But if I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, ooh, I didn't do any parties. I haven't started off. What's my plan for January? What am I like? What's the plan? It's a new year. We're all at zero. Actually, I'm not because I got 2 sales yesterday. But
yeah, you did.
But it's like, what's the plan? When am I going to be able to do that? When did I do that this morning? I got down here when my computer took 15 minutes to load. Guess what I was doing? I was doing this. I didn't just sit here on my phone and play a game.
Yep. Tawana, how about you? How do you manage your week?
So I literally manage my week by putting in exactly, I do have a paper. Now I have it on my phone also, but sometimes I ignore that notification. Just being honest. I'm like, okay, yeah, skip that. So, but I go back to my paper and I literally like document everything that I have to do. And it's really important that I stay on task. But I work under pressure. I'm better under pressure because I'm like you. If I got idle time, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can just sit here and just twiddle my thumbs. That's not good for me. I think that's why, working Pure Romance and working my business, working my job really works for me because I need to keep going. I need to keep working. But literally, like, I have a calendar and I write down everything that I need to do and I just check it off. And I go with like, let me tackle this little small thing first, knock that out, and then go with the next thing. But staying busy is the key. We don't have time to sit around, especially if you have little children. Like every little minute of the day counts. So it's important if you're taking them to a doctor's appointment, guess what? Notate, well, this is when I can write out my thank you cards. If you're, so every minute of the day counts. And then you feel better at the end of the day when you got things accomplished and got things done. You go like, oh, okay, I can do this. And once you do it one day, guess what? The next day and the next day, and it's a lot easier.
Yeah. I would also say too, every minute counts.
Explain it.
Yeah. I was gonna say every minute counts, but I was just gonna add that you also can't go from minute to minute to minute. So you can't be like, well, all right, so my work ends at 4:00, which means from 4:01 to 4:10, I can do this. And then 4:11, because what happens is you get backed up and then you're like, well, shoot, now I had to stay late for work, or I had to do this, or wait, no, I had to go get a kid at school because they were sick, or I had to go do all these different things. And then you're like, forget it, I don't have any. So if you build in a little bit of transition time, right? Like build in some transition time, build in some me time as well.
Okay, girls, that was awesome. And you're going to be able to go back and look at the comments and people are lighting you up. So for those that maybe put a couple of extra questions in there, our speakers will go back to the comments and make sure that they give you any kind of resources that they can possibly share. And for those that watch the replay of this, you're welcome to drop comments as well. they'll get back to you because, as you can see, they clearly manage their time well. So thank you guys so much for being on, and we'll be right back with the next class, guys.